Welcome, everybody, to another Georgia Archery podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler, and this is where we talk about anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers, wherever they may shoot. Plus, we talk about anything to archery across the nation, really. And I have my awesome co-host, Robbie Surface. What's up, Robbie?
What's going on, Bubba?
How's the world treating you, brother?
Busy. Fast, busy, go.
It happens, man. It happens. The shop is rolling. I will say that. It is kicked off and just 4th of July. It always does it.
Seems like to be that is the light switch.
It is switched.
For the average bow hunting redneck male across the country.
Says, we need to do whatever. So, how was your weekend? You do good? You didn't do nothing? What'd you do?
Something just happened. It kind of froze. What'd you say?
I said, how was your weekend?
Everything was good. Busy. Saturday flew by, went to work and left work. I mean, it felt like I just got there when it was time to go.
Hey, but that's sort of a good thing sometimes, right?
Oh, yeah,
Runs
for sure.
by fast.
Then Sunday, went to church and then decided, or I didn't decide, but some lady with a USPS postal truck decided to run into my new truck.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, Lord, son.
Yeah. So it's always entertaining, man. You never know what's coming or where it's going.
Look, did y'all get any bunch of rain?
Here at the house, no, not really.
Well, that's
around us.
That's a good thing on your road.
Well, yeah, for sure. For sure, on this road.
Yep.
But yeah, it was good, man. Just doing the normal.
Well, I actually took this weekend to do nothing. Right?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't go shoot Sunday. Saturday, like I said, same thing. It came and went real fast. And after that, it was Sunday, I was like, I'm just going to veg out, sit around, relax, and do nothing because I got, we know what's coming. And I'm like, hey, I'm just, I the Saturday tested that very well. Tuesday was just another repeat and rinse and repeat, and that's what we're doing from now on. So,
yes, sir. It'll be this way for 5 months,
something like that. So anyway, who shot this past weekend? Well, the GBAA spring turkey was canceled because of the flood. Mm-hmm. They were targets under the water. And so they didn't have a shoot. So
he put a lot of work into that.
He did a lot of work. He was frustrated. He was to the point that
rightfully so.
He was to the point. He was like, I don't want to do nothing. I'm done. And I'm like, dude, don't quit because of this. The weatherman didn't make you quit. That's you can always regroup and redo. So, but yeah, I think they'll do good on the next shoot and whatever. They've been doing very well down there.
Will they reschedule this shoot
I don't know. I mean, I'm part of the inside loop on the GBAA, but I don't think we have time to reschedule because we can't get it done before the other, and then by August it's like over. You know what I mean? It's like you just won't have the turnout you want. So.
Right.
So I think it's just a bust this year, but we'll figure out. Maybe he'll just get bigger and better for next year. Maybe he'll host it next year and roll it. So,
and hopefully it won't rain.
Yep. Hopefully it won't rain. So Saturday, Acorn Archery down there had 33 shooters. So
pretty good turnout with it being in 100-degree heat,
hot and whatever, and holiday weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true that. A lot of vacationing going on.
Oh yeah. And so the North Georgia Trad, which we forgot to talk about because I missed it totally, it's the first Saturday of every month. They have their shoot up there in Gainesville. They had 78 stick and stringers, man.
That's so cool,
man. That is just cool.
That would be so fun to go and do one time.
Well, Tim was in the shop today, and we were talking about what I want to get. So
I would have to go with a lot more arrows that I took to tack. Which I came back with every arrow that I took to tack. So I'm not mad, but if I went and done something like that, I'd have to. There's 20 targets.
Yep.
I'd have to take 25 arrows.
Yep. And so that was on Saturday. On Sunday, Outback Archery and Range had 33 shooters, and he was happy with that. He said, "Wow, great job!" Because it's holiday weekend, so
it's holiday. Yeah,
he was happy with that for sure. So that's a good thing. But this weekend's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple of state champion stuff going on. So we have the Georgia Cup going on in Conyers. It's hosted by ALC, our Archery Learning Center. I think last time I looked, there was about 88, 89 registered for that event. So that's
Are they still doing that at the soccer field?
They are. Well, they haven't done it in the soccer field in a while, but yes, that's where it is at Earl O'Neill.
Okay.
So it is at the soccer fields at Earl O'Neill. And there's this other little place that's having a shoot on the other side of the state, down there on the west side.
I've heard of them.
ASA State Championship.
It is that time.
And it's at River Bottom Outdoors, and we just so happen to have a guy that's sitting around and wants to talk to us about that event. How about that?
Oh, is he with us?
Yeah, let's see who that guy is.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, Scott.
Wow.
Oh,
He's prettier on camera than he is in pictures.
Look, I see him on video every month except for July. So we gonna
I've
give
seen
him
that guy on TV.
I have. I seen him on TV. I seen him on the Sportsman's Network.
He's famous.
Yep.
He didn't got famous on us.
He did. He retired from the fire department, and it became a TV star.
Imagine that.
I don't know about no star. I retired and I work harder now than I did when I was at the fire department.
Well, Scott, me and Robbie both know who you are, but go ahead, just introduce who you are and what positions you hold.
All right. Well, first off, Scott Parrott. I am first and foremost the owner of River Bottom Outdoors. But River Bottom Outdoors is actually maintained and operated by my staff, which is unbelievable. And you guys know between my wife and the guys and girls that operate it, it would never be what it is today without them. But other than that, I am an employee for ASA. I'm the National Tournament Director and the National Federation Director.
That's why we see you on TV. You get to call all them 14s when it's shoot down time. And
yeah, if they're in.
And and get to set all these 4-yard targets. I will say before everybody has enjoyed your range setting, and I was like, look, we've been dealing with it for years,
but not dealing with it. We've been fortunate to have it.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just the different oddball. Oh my God, what happened here? Targets. So.
No, it's honestly, and both you guys know me. I really take archery serious. I love it, and I'm very passionate about it. And honestly, when it comes to setting the national events, I got some guys that work with me are just as passionate as I am, and we just try to make sure that it's going to be something a little different and unique every single time anyone walks out, whether in the Eagle class up to the pros. It doesn't matter. We just don't want it to be the same old.
Well,
It shows.
It shows, and everybody has. I've talked to I know from Eagles to pros, and they've all said the same thing. They have enjoyed what you have brought to make it different. Because different. Everybody gets bored with the same old, and
right.
So,
and having that mindset to want to make it different.
That's
from
right.
Shoot to shoot to shoot.
And
and I think that has a lot to do with it, because it's kind of like anything else we do in our life. Eventually, it seems to get stagnant. It's the same thing over and over and over.
For sure.
Being able to have the mind, I want to make this one better than the last one. Then I want to make this one better too.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's ASA, but you're, like I said, River Bottom, and your team has put together 4 courses of 15 targets at the River Bottom Hill or in the flat, depending on where you're going to shoot. I've been on the top side and the bottom side of all that. You're hosting state championship this week. Well, your team is. I'm not saying it's just you, because I know what it takes to move and have people to help you and do, because there's no doubt about it. You put together a good group of guys and girls, because I know there's some girls in that too, and that help you to set that together. And I know it's going to be a great event. So tell us about the event, and tell us of this little tidbit that you got going on for the pros.
All right. Well, first off, the event's 415 target ranges. It'll consist of A, B, C, and D. A, B being anything that's a 40-yard max and above. Whether known or unknown doesn't matter. And C and D will be 30 yards and below. So it kind of keeps everybody separated so that because it's a casual start, so they won't get backed up. We'll keep everybody run smoothly and flow. The flow will go right along. Gonna have Georgia archery will be there. Girls with bows. Gonna have J Hope Smokehouse there for all the food, the wings. Y'all know the wings.
The wings.
Out of
Them wings. Tried to buy him out of wings one year. I turned show did. But yeah, and so that's Saturday and Sunday. And
Saturday and Sunday, 30 a.m.
2:30.
The time for the cutoff times I put it in. I probably should have. It varies. If you're coming to shoot all 30, we're going to put a little more restricted time on that. If you're coming to shoot 15, naturally you can start a little later.
I got you. And then that's understandable. Should be. I mean, you're going to be out there a little longer. And we sign in because you've hosted in the past. So we sign in and you push the groups together.
Yep. Yeah, you'll sign in. You just fill out the registration paper, hand it to my guys, pay the money, go get you a burger, go warm up, go do whatever you want to do. We'll group you guys up, and we get a group together. We'll yell out, and when everybody's ready in that group, they come get the cards and
go out and have some fun.
Yep. Enjoy yourselves. Looks like weather's going to be better than it could be. So I think it's going to be a great.
Looks like we're going to be a little hot, but hot and dry is better than wet and nasty because I've been in the bottom down there when it was wet and nasty, and you had to swim your way out.
Here that was really hot and everybody was wet, but it was humidity. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now, Scott, real quick, when you say that you group everybody up, are you forming a group with archers from within certain classes or certain distances? Or are you just making sure that, Jimmy and Johnny always shoot together? We're just going to kind of keep that from happening with it being a state event, and we just don't want, the chance.
That's right. And you'd be surprised, Robert, honestly, at how many guys who shoot well on an amateur side that they come up and they ask for that because they don't want to get a championship and somebody go, man, he just got a 222. Yeah, but there's Bob and John. He always shoots with them.
Mm-hmm.
What I try to do is we try to get individuals shooting with individuals within the same class. That's the first priority. Next priority is the same yardage. And then the next priority will be with individuals who are new to each other.
That's good.
In other words, we just don't put, Bob and John and Carl together because they shoot together all weekend anyway.
Right.
And then naturally, last thing, it's really not a priority, but we do, and we've done this on occasions. There have been times in the past that we get late in the afternoon that someone who shoots known has to shoot with someone who shoots unknown. Generally, if that happens, one of the River Bottom Outdoor staff members are with them.
Yep.
And that way, make sure there's no yardage being discussed.
So you're doing everything that you can do to uphold the integrity of not only the club that you've built, but the sport that we all love and enjoy.
Most definitely. I want everyone to come out and shoot the best they can shoot, but I want them to walk away being proud with what they shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that if they got beat by a good, honest, fair, great period.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. I mean, I know that you've set side, and a lot of the unknown guys know because, there's more known guys than there is unknown guys now. Exactly. We didn't used to be that way. We used to have an unknown range and a known range, at one point in life. And then we shot uppers on one side. Now it's a little different. But I know that the unknown guys always, they always know, and they try to not that they're like the guy who always shoots with them, but they know, hey, Jimmy and Tom are unknown guys. We'll try to meet at about the same time so that they can get a group that's all unknown, just so that that's better. Because I mean, I've shot, Mark Kesey and them, and and they were judging, and I wasn't, so I just would be quiet about the yardage, and Corey and them, those guys. But so that's cool that you do that. And there is, like you said, I remember some times late in the afternoon, guy shows up late, just got off work, and that was what he had to be and what he could do. And you'd send a river bottom guy with him, guy or girl with him, and so that there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Well, when I tell people that, tell it. Really, I try to stress this across the nation, especially when you're doing qualifiers. This year, there's been a couple times in other states qualifiers come up that, a shooter went out and shooting by, just can't allow something like that. But you've got to be prepared at the club that if you put a time limit on, you say it's 2:30, well, then you've got to be able to accommodate the 30. And if one person shows up and he gets there at 2:15, he'd like to shoot, no problem. Somebody will turn the bottom. Me, myself, somebody will with you, and you can shoot up and have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got that, and we're gonna do that, and then you got one more major for ASA, the Classic.
Do we?
Yeah, okay. Where it all ends, right there.
That's news to me.
No, it ain't. Yeah, he ain't news to him. He's already got it plotted out. He's probably been over there and cleaned and looked at the lanes and made sure everything was where it needs to be. That's how it works, right?
I think John knows me a little bit.
Is there any insider secrets you can tell us about next year's? Is there some changes?
I'll be as good as I can. I would like to say no, yes. Honestly,
because you got some. There's some stuff up in the air, right?
Well, we always meet people. You remember the day, John, when we come out of the Classic, everybody would know.
Yep.
Well, if you happen to remember, there was a little incident.
little incident.
Little incident. That popped up. So,
hold on, wait. Hold on, Scott. Wait, stop and start over because you started breaking up.
Yeah, I didn't catch none of that. I was like trying to read lips.
I phone sitting down on this speaker or what? Can you hear me now?
It's a little better.
Yeah,
I didn't know if it may be service related.
Yeah, it could be. It's fine though. Look. We're just happy to see your pretty face.
Yeah, but
yeah, we remember the incident when the dates were set, and then we had to change them. I was so happy to not have to go to Kentucky, and well, that didn't work out. But neither here nor there.
Well, we're Mike and Josh working. They'll let me know.
That's right.
They decide to come and they'll bring them out. That's really a part of it.
Oh, for sure.
I really don't want to be a part of it. That's
you just tell me where.
We got a spot in Richmond, Virginia. Or, I don't know if we got a spot somewhere. We need you to go. Then I will take that. But other than that.
Oh, I understand. I didn't expect you to tell me nothing. I just wanted to poke your goat a little bit, But on the other note of that, after you get done in Coleman, right? Don't you go back in September?
I've got a one in October.
October,
I go to Foley, Alabama for USA
Collegiate. That's right. That's what October. I couldn't remember what day it was, but yeah, you go to Foley for the U.S. Archery. So your year's not over yet. I know how that works.
No, and then I'm headed to 2 sites in November and December. Just hopefully working some things out where there's some new ranges made,
I got
things
you.
like that.
Yeah. Well, you did some new ranges in Kentucky this year, so I mean the pros actually got to see something they never seen before. So, like you said, not the same old, same old.
There may be more new ones for them next year.
You never know. Well, dude, I appreciate your time. We enjoyed it. Like I said, Georgia Archery will be there selling shirts, and Brittany will be walking around taking pictures. And we'll be there Saturday and Sunday. Stop by and get a shirt. And I'll have the 3-camera system up and the podcast equipment. So I'm hoping to stop and talk to them. The last thing before we go, tell us about the pro class that you have set.
Pro class at the state championship, because in the federation there isn't a pro class. There's nothing that the pros can win or take away. So this year we're going to $1 entry fee, pay back 80%, one shooter. That's going to be one shooter in the known, one shooter in the unknown, one shooter in the field.
So it doesn't matter men, women, old or young, because you're just offering a pro class because you can't. I mean, I understand completely. I mean, it's a small thing, but it gives them a place to shoot and to come out and shoot and have some fun. So, and a chance to win a few dollars. So,
how much was the entry fee? It kind of cut off.
It's $100.
$100.
Yep.
So $100 with 80% payback, and you figure that's open, pins, and
it'll be unknown,
known and unknown. So yeah, so that's awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, Scott. I know you're a busy man. Tell everybody we said hello, and we'll see you this weekend.
Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate Robbie. You guys. I don't know how many people I haven't really got a chance to talk with you much about how the podcasts are going, but you guys have been great for the state of Georgia. Continue the great work. And Robbie, I wish you was closer, brother. I'd love to see you this weekend.
I wish I was. The downside of our industry, which you already know, Saturday is just a regular work day. So it makes things so much more difficult. And then you get one day with your wife or your kids, and that's Sunday for us. So yeah, yep. I do too. And one day I will have enough help where I can maybe leave on a weekend.
Well, come on up. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
All right, buddy. Good to see you.
Appreciate you.
All right.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was a little hibbity-skibbity,
yeah,
so I don't know.
Scott's audio
hopefully, when it comes out, edited-wise.
I don't know that it will. It was jumpy on some spots. But, needless to say, we got the gist of it anyway. And so it was good to have him there, I told him, well, first I was going to just hook up to the audio, right? We just got a picture of Scott holding a 14, and we was going to talk about it. He said, well, I'll try to do the audio or try to do the video. He said, and so he's over at his mama's house, and, or he would have used his computer, he said. So, But I think it worked out all right. It's, we covered most of it and got the bits and pieces that we needed, I think. So we appreciate him coming on and doing that.
For sure. People don't realize just how genuine Scott is.
He's yeah.
Him and his bride, I mean, they're just
Kim is awesome. She's
genuine as they come.
That's right.
And when he says that he loves the sport of archery, he truly does
100%.
Love the sport of archery. And you can tell that not only in River Bottom Outdoors as being an outdoor store,
yep,
but what he puts into every one of the shoots that he hosts and what he does on a national level.
Oh, yeah. He wouldn't be at that spot at the national level if he didn't want to do it,
Right.
And enjoy what he's doing, knowing he's got to put in the time and the effort and like you said.
Because you get, a guy of his age, he's retired from the fire department.
That's right.
He's got an outdoor store.
Yep.
I don't know his financial situation, but I'm sure he probably would be okay if he didn't work for ASA.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of sacrifice that goes in a position such as that, because 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a year, he's traveling.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And not for a day.
No.
They don't roll out on Thursday.
No. He's there early to set the targets and get everything. And even on the off time, people don't understand that he has to, like I said, go check out sites in November or whatever to make sure and see what they got to do to get things ready for the next coming year. It's just how it
There's
works.
a lot of planning that goes into that sort of stuff behind the scenes that the average Joe that's, there to shoot, just doesn't realize. And,
Yep.
For us as archers, not only in the state of Georgia, but on a national level as well, are fortunate to have someone like Scott.
For sure. No doubt about it. I mean, and they, like I said, the national gets a taste of what we've had for years now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's awesome. There's no doubt about it.
He's pretty good at shooting a bow too.
I was going to say, he retired as a pro.
He's pretty good at shooting carbon
from shooting a bow. I remember him being in the shoot down. First thing, and I was like, Darren, you get to stand on the other side now. I sent him a message.
I bet the pressure is not quite
it's not quite
as bad.
But we talk about it all the time. I joke with him about calling errors and this, that, and other, because there's been times we are a quarterback off the couch,
armchair quarterback,
and he's standing there in person, But he said if it's 99% out, it's 100% still 100% in. That's I don't care how far you pull it. If you don't touch it, it don't matter. So
that's right.
But that's awesome. That's what's going on. Both of those are 2-day events, the GAA and the ASA. The GAA actually is going to let the young kids shoot on Saturday, and they're going to not have to come back on Sunday to do the brackets. So that's pretty cool. And so I know of some people who were saying that they were going to shoot on Saturday ASA and shoot GAA. I don't know. They were trying to do both. It was crazy. So.
Oh.
And I was like, you go, son.
That's a lot of arching.
But as we were begging for comments, questions, I got a few in here. And I'm not asking you that we have to go into all of this today, but I wanted to put it in your head to be thinking about, because as we go, we're going to be busier. But as we go, we're not going to have to talk about as many shoots.
Mm-hmm.
So one question here is one for you. What is the best string material for hunting versus 3D shooting?
I shoot the same material. Of course, I shoot a gas string, and I always shoot the Ghost.
Yep.
I don't know the schematics, if you will, of the Ghost blend and what makes it the Ghost and why it operates the way it operates. What I know about that is I trust Eric Griggs implicitly.
Yep.
Dude's been making strings, for a long time.
Yep.
And they do a very good job at making strings.
They do.
So I run the Ghost on my target bows. I always run the Ghost white with whatever's serving the riser color is usually.
Yep.
And then right now I'm running the Ghost camo on my bottomland RVX.
And it matches pretty good.
Yeah,
it really does.
It looks pretty good. When I knew that I was getting the RVX, I called. I'm not going to name his name because I don't want people that may hear this say, "Hey, I'm going to call this guy," so I'm going to keep his name out of it. But I called someone at Gas and was like, "Hey, this is the colors. What do you think's going to look good with it?" And he said, "Well, the Ghost camo is going to look fine with that." Well, rock it. That's what I want.
Yeah, and so that question is really tricky. BCY material.
Yeah, for sure. BCY 8190, whatever.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go there. The Ghost is a blend that Eric worked on and tried to get so that he could do what he wanted to do. He sells another one called the Freak Show, which is got no dye in it, no color. That's Jesse Broadwater has worked on that, and it's still a great material. And then he does high octane, and it comes in multiple colors and multiple servings and multiple stuff. So they do a bunch of great job on my personal bow. I have a high octane all green because I got the green and white 3D bow. And my outdoor bow, my outdoor indoor, I guess you'd call it. That's my other bow, tournament bow, is got Ghost with the serving that matches the silver gray color of the well, actually, I think I put green on this one. so that it would match the green, because green is my color. And then on my hunting bow, which is the OD green, I have ghost camo strings, and they've been flawless for forever.
Well,
so.
And kind of another plug, and it actually I sell gas at the shop too, like y'all do.
Sir. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. 90%, maybe not 90, maybe 70% of the strings and cables that go out on customer bows are always the high octane.
Yep.
I had a gentleman in the store this morning that bought a Hoyt Alpha X, but he wanted me to just kind of check through his. I don't remember what it was. It's an older Hoyt back before the Defiance. I can't remember exactly which one it was. Spider 30. I can't remember what it was this morning. But I had put strings and cables on that bow. I want to say when we first moved into the building that we're in now. So 3 years ago?
3 years.
And I know for a fact that this bow has killed one deer in the 70s and several deer
in the 50s.
50s plus.
Yep.
But he wanted me to just kind of go through it, even though he was getting a new bow. He wanted to
make sure
have it as a backup. Like,
backup
when I asked him what we were putting on the new bow, are we taking anything off the old bow, or are we leaving it? He said, no, we're leaving it. Yep. That bow's got it's worked far too well for me to start taking it apart. If I don't like the new one, I can always go back to the old one.
That's right.
So, of course, I threw it on the drawboard, click, 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 click. Bow hadn't touched it since I put the strings and cables on it. Still in time.
Yep.
Undone the drawboard, grabbed one of his airs, went back there, one shot through paper. It was right where it's always been.
Serving was good. Everything else.
Serving was good. Now, I don't know how many practice shots this particular gentleman takes on a regular basis, but I know he kills a lot of deer. But that high octane string, which is a black and silver, was just like it was the day I put it on. You could tell it had some use, like he put it in the truck and out the truck and in the case and out the case or whatever.
Oh,
but
for sure.
It's held true, just like gas strings have always done for us. And then when there is a small problem, they never shy away from it. And I'm not sitting here trying to give a plug to gas.
No,
but I know that they use a BCY material.
Yes, he does.
And I don't know all the ins and outs on exactly which material this is versus that material. Maybe
we can sweet talk, because me and you both shoot gas. We talk about it. Several people do. I mean, it's maybe we can see if we can sweet talk old Eric to come give us a
that would be pretty awesome.
Cool.
I'd actually, when I was doing the little Chasing It Outdoor podcast that I was doing, I had asked Eric if he would be interested in doing one, and he told me that he would.
Well, he had told me that too, but like I said, that's the best time is to do this type of stuff, is in that, so we ain't covering 17 shoots and try to get an interview in, and now we're going to have lots of time for interviews, and we can break it apart and do, which is awesome. So I shoot all of it. The only one I don't have right now is a freak show, and it's not. I put on several and I have no problems with them. So, that's pretty cool. We're gonna see. And then we had another question. It was an arrow builds. So,
are we just going to run through our current arrow build?
Yeah, like hunting. What you got?
Well, I'm playing. I shouldn't say playing, which I am. I mean, I've been a big Black Eagle Rampage fan.
Did you put your bow back together?
No.
Okay.
It's coming. Nick and I keep saying that we're going to do a video. I was
Dude,
supposed
when
to do
you
a
got
video,
time?
And
it's only so
one
many
thing
hours
just ran into another one,
For
and
sure.
it's it needs to happen. It's going to happen. I said it was going to happen. I want to make it happen, but no, it's not put together yet. I do have the strings and cables on it, but that's as far as I've gotten.
I got you.
With the rebuild, because I wanted to do the video before we went to tack, but I didn't get the strings and cables in time, and I was taking that boat to tack. So
I understand.
I put it together and was just going to take it back apart and kind of rebuild it and talk through the build. But anyhow,
now you have plenty of time.
Yeah, I got plenty of time.
That time of year.
Plenty of time on days that I don't have time.
That's right.
Hunting arrows, I mean, I think I've mentioned it on here several times in the past. I've been a big Rampage fan, Black Eagle Rampage fan for many years. Just had phenomenal luck with them. Killed many of animals from Texas to here, pigs, deer, javelinas, Axis deer. Actually, I think I shot my Axis deer with a Spartan. But anyhow, but last year, of course, G5 come out with an arrow, and I played with those.
Yep.
The Mark 203s.
Mm-hmm.
That is currently what's in the quiver because that's what I had fletched up from last year.
Yep.
When I went to attack, I also shot some of the new Stacks 203s.
203s, yep.
And then I also had a couple of victories that I had put together and shot as well. That
just
the
testing.
speed arrow, just
That's
playing.
Right. That's right.
Every one of those arrows will do everything that I need them to do.
That's
what
right.
I want them to do.
Mm-hmm.
They've proven that, especially the Mark 203s and the Black Eagle Rampages.
Yep.
Because there's 2 deer hanging on my wall in the living room currently. One is from a Black Eagle, and one of them's from a Mark 203.
Yep.
And a lot of deer died of those arrows last year, and Black Eagles the year before. So anyway,
for sure,
those are my hunting arrows. I don't know exactly what
kind of
be
weight
in the quiver.
What kind of weight you run?
About 150-ish in the nose.
Okay.
It's always going to be a 100-grain broadhead because I don't any additional weight that I put on my front of center, my forward, tip weight. I do it in my outsert system, whether it's weights in the back of the insert or an outsert or a focus system on the Rampage.
Yep.
Because I don't want to be limited to certain weight broadheads. I mean, if you want 200 grains, well, there's ways to do that using the insert system of various kinds, and I can still shoot a 100-grain broadhead and get 200 grains in the nose or get 250 in the nose or get 150 in the nose. So my finished weight on my Mark 203s and my Rampages were 545. I ran the focus system on those on 250 spine Rampage. My finished weight on the Mark 203s was 505, I think. A little lighter on the front end. Shot 11 deer last year and 2 pigs. Had 1 arrow that did not completely pass through. Everything else completely passed through on all 13 animals that I shot minus 1. So that arrow weight has seemed to do very well for me thus far.
Right.
Now, I don't know how the stacks, I want to say they're around 440.
Yep.
Of course, I haven't shot any animals with them, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
And then my tournament arrow and as far as I know, will always be the PS23. Because that, I mean, I can't find an arrow that I can build and shoot that outshoots the PS23. And McCarthy and I, we've talked about it several times.
Yep.
He'll shoot a 26. He may shoot a 27, but a lot of times he goes back to the 23s because they're just so much more forgiving.
Does what it's supposed to do.
And I make a lot of mistakes when I shoot an arrow.
For sure.
I make more mistakes than I get things right. Yeah. I need an arrow that's going to help kind of not cover up those mistakes, but be forgiven when I need them to be forgiven. And,
that's right.
And the the PS23 has done that well for me.
Yes, sir. Well, for me, I am an Easton guy. But you've known that. I've shot Easton since, I don't know. I did shoot gold tip at one point in time, early in my career. And at one point I actually tried some carbon express arrows. Playing with different stuff for 3D. I actually killed a couple of hogs with some 23 size carbon express arrows. But I've been using Easton, and I'm a coach, and I teach lots of archers. And when I look at the winningest arrow for outdoor, it's the Easton. When I look at the winningest arrow in Vegas, it's still an Easton. So on that note is one reason that I stay that way, not knocking anybody else's product, because I know for a fact I have seen every other brand win. I have seen every other brand. I have students who shoot multiple different brands. Black Eagle makes a phenomenal arrow. Randy and the guys are doing a great job. Like you said, G5's building some arrows. And that is, Jay Maxwell's killed a lot of animals with those, so there's no doubt about those can work. Victory makes a phenomenal arrow. So I don't think there's a really mean, there are some bad arrows, don't get me wrong. But when you go top name, just like bows, they're all great at the top, you know.
Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing, or not bad thing, sorry, not to interject
Yep.
or interrupt, but all the reps for those arrows
Are great people.
are friends of ours.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's
Yeah.
if it seems like we're tiptoeing around, I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not that we're tiptoeing around,
No.
but, you know, every one of those arrow brands, like John said, are phenomenal arrow brands.
For
I mean,
sure.
they build great arrows, and
Yep.
the guys that represent them are great people. So
For sure.
I'm not going to push one arrow upon everybody.
No. We
Because
carry
you know,
multiple brands. You carry multiple brands. That's just
right.
how it works. If we all shot the same bow and the same arrow and the same whatever, the life would be boring. There's no doubt in my mind. But I shoot Easton, so let's go hunting setup. I am shooting Axis 4mm. I shot a 5mm 2 years ago, and when the 4mm came out, I did it. And I have loved it. It shoots very well. It groups well. It's forgiving. It's actually been a really forgiving area. And I 4-fletch on the back with tack and with a wrap. And I run the 50 up front, front insert, half out, whatever you want to call it. And then I run a 100 grain broadhead because I feel the same way. If I ever go somewhere, not saying that, I get a chance to go somewhere, but if I go somewhere and for some reason I decide to mutilate all the javelina in Texas and I run out of broadheads, it's pretty quick to find some 100 grain broadheads somewhere. Mm-hmm. But it's harder to find a 250 grain broadhead.
Yep.
So that's just what I've run in hunting, and it's been phenomenal. I haven't killed as many animals as Robbie, but I have shot 3 or 4 with a hog and 4 deer with the 4mm, and it did its job, no problems. For tournament arrows, like you heard we talked about earlier with gas, I have 2 bows. So one bow, I'm running the Super Drive 25s. I have run those. They have they fit that feel for me. It's run 130 grains on the nose, and the top hat system, and he quit making 25s.
Wait, you talking about the insert system top hat?
Yep.
No.
Yep. He's now making 23 and less because internationally 23 is it. So
right.
So
and I can understand
he's
that.
catering to the bigger company. Blackie's a great guy, you know that. We've sat and talked Blackie. But that's what I'm running on all my 25s, and it's been very forgiving for me, For my indoor bow, for indoors I'm running Easton aluminums. I just have been that way, and it's always worked for me, and I like it. So I got when the bows became more efficient, they actually came out with a new arrow. Instead of a 2315, they went to a 2318 with a stiffer wall in it, and that's what I did. So I'm shooting a 2318 and like it for indoor. It's really forgiving. I've shot some 25s at indoor just to do it. But I just shoot that. And for outdoor, well, the winningest arrow there is a X10 Pro Tour for compound. And I have a set, and I love them. So and I cry when I break them.
Can't argue with it with an X10 and what they've been,
No, I mean, they have accomplished, the Olympics is the big thing for the recurvers, and they're all of that's they've done their thing. So Easton's done a great job, and so that's what I run. My arrow is 450-ish hunting, right in that middle of the road spot. I 4-fletch. I just like it, and have no problems with it. But that's what I got for arrow build. And so everybody knows what we have for arrow build.
Yep.
So
yep. There's all these brands, all these arrows. I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of them.
No, for sure.
Shoot what you feel confident in. If you go to your bow guide says, this arrow, and if he believes in it and he's had some success, well, then trust him. And when I talk about the amount of animals I killed, I'm not gloating. I just
no.
I've been fortunate,
I was going to say, because there was
able to
I remember a few years
where it was onesies and twosies.
Yes, that's right. I remember those years, and you've been blessed to where you're at to be able to,
for sure,
and that's awesome. I'm happy for you for sure. And but yeah, that's
what it's
Arabisk.
also done though
know.
is given me an opportunity to really test
Yeah.
some product. I
That's
got a pack of the new T2s that I'm gonna try to shoot a pig with if it'll
Copyright.
if it'll work out.
Yeah.
In the middle of this moving on and getting busy and all, things have just kind of gotten a little crazier than I planned on.
You knew
at the time frame.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna shoot something with the T2.
Yep.
This year, which is a new head from G5.
Yep.
So yeah, it's given me an opportunity to put some stuff through the ringer.
Oh, for sure. You know, and but yeah, that's the cool part about it is we always get to touch and feel different stuff, but yet we don't have time to always put it to work. So we sometimes use testing of some of, like you said, the gentleman that come in and bought a new Hoyt, had an old Hoyt. You know, what he's testing, you know, it works, and he may not be the same area you've been shooting, but you know, you can say, I know that area works, you know, because he's putting it through the test. So that's the cool part about it. So if you have any questions that you want us to answer on our podcast, all you have to do is send us a message. And where can you message us at?
GeorgiaArchery@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. You can send us an email for sure. If you're on a social media site like Facebook, you can send a message on Facebook. You can send a message on X, Twitter. You can send a message on the Gram. You can send a message on the TikToks and on the Snappy Chats. So you can.
They can find you anywhere, John.
Robbie, you're just as big as we are, son. This is a we thing, son.
We can find you anywhere.
You got us together, back together again, like you know. So we've tag teaming this thing, and we've gone. Now we're in the 7th month, and have not. You know, we've had some hiccups, but we've been there, and so that's
pretty much every week.
Yes,
maybe
off by day or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, it's been good. So you can find us there. Please like and share. If you know. The only way we're going to spread this, people that don't know about it, that like archery, if you tell them about it, everything that we talk about on here is on the calendar. And the calendar is on www.georgiaarchery.com on the calendar page. And when we do attend a shoot, we take pictures. Brittany goes around, walks around, takes a bunch of pictures, and we end up uploading them to the page so you can scan through and see some great pictures. And, you know, there are other people who took pictures at a different shoot, and I ain't seen none of them yet. I threw him right under the bus. Robbie, I love you dearly. I understand completely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got me.
Look, I know it happens, dude. There's no doubt about it. But if that,
it's not been.
It's not the first thing on your to-do list. I understand that. I mean, first your car decides it wants to leak in places and not in places. And then you know, you end up having to, before that you had to figure out that, hey, I'm going to have to move, so I need to go ahead and do that. So that was a big thing. And then
still is a big thing.
Oh, for sure. And then turn around and like you said, the UPS decided that they wanted to get a piece
of UPS,
USPS wanted to get a piece of your new truck. And then contract.
Yeah, we're under contract.
Congratulations on that. Let's hope it all works out.
It goes.
Yes, sir. That's one step forward.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully it won't be two.
The last one we were under contract with, we got the inspection report, and it come back with some things that we just wasn't interested in tackling, especially for the money that they were asking. So we were within our 14-day time frame, so we just rolled out on that one and went and looked at another one, and immediately, which is one of the houses that we looked at initially, but it went under contract before we could even look at it.
That's right. And so you were stuck waiting, and that contract fell through.
And fortunately that one fell through, and it was open, and we were able to go in and look at it, and Mom was like, yeah, I can dig this.
Yep.
So
that's cool.
So we got up with the realtor, and
that's right.
Here we are. So we'll see.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully nothing falls through or goes haywire.
Look, we can plan. We can schedule, but there's someone that controls all that more than we ever could.
Oh, yes, sir.
So there's no doubt about that part at all. Yes, but if you follow us, you'll see these videos. Last week's video, for some reason, the audio was toast. It's off sync, whatever. You could hear it, but it wasn't in the same whatever. And we was trying to get in a hurry because Robbie had pizza to go. So
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was cooking dinner.
Yeah, so please
Mama had Test and I had
for
Abigail
sure.
too,
Abigail,
so.
yep. So please like, share, find us on Facebook, subscribe. Subscribe to the Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to whatever podcast app you use, and But yeah, I think we got about it. Scott was a great guy. Thanks for coming out and doing. And I guess that's about it. Until next time, I'm Big John.
And I'm Robbie.
And we'll see ya.